Robert Innes, 17, Europe. I want to begin by thanking most sincerely all those who have supported the appeal for Ukraine launched by the Diocesan European USPG. We have raised over £300,000, which is being used for humanitarian work in Ukraine and amongst Ukrainian refugees. My diocese includes a chaplaincy in Kyiv. It also includes chaplaincies in Riga, Tallinn and Helsinki on frontline states, some of whose members are really frightened at what might lie ahead for them. And the first thing I want to say is we need to watch our language really carefully, because those who live very close to the border with Russia hear what we say and rely on us to speak words of peace. I want to talk mainly about Russia. At the beginning of this week, beginning of last week, I made a pastoral visit to our chaplaincy in Moscow and its chaplain Malcolm Rogers. I visited the Tetrakhov Museum of Russian Art, and for the first time in my life I stood before Andrei Rublev's icon of the Trinity, an icon which has been deeply influential in my own spirituality and is arguably the icon which has had the most influence on post-war Western Trinitarian theology. But the point is that the Tetrakhov Museum has no less than 55 galleries full of Russian art, most of it religious, and an extraordinary contribution to European culture. I spoke with an older American lady on our church council. She told me about her husband, aged 85. I asked her what he thinks about the situation in Ukraine. She said he believes it's a clash of civilizations, a clash between the secular West and Russian orthodoxy. Amongst Russians of his age, she said, that is the commonly held view. Now, we surely all want to condemn the illegal and unjustifiable actions of the Russian regime in Ukraine, but that cannot and must not mean the demonization of Russian people or Russian culture or our brothers and sisters in the Russian Orthodox Church. We're at an extremely delicate and dangerous point in European history. It's imperative that we find ways of keeping dialogue with Russian people and the Russian Orthodox Church open, and as a church, we must hold the leadership of the Russian Orthodox Church account, unhesitatingly condemn Russian leadership aggression, and at the same time be very careful in our actions and words of feeding into a narrative that the Russian regime itself propagates and which can only undermine the cause of peace and reconciliation.